Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Mysticall, and in this video, I'm going to answer a question I get a lot in my Twitter DMs, in-game, on some of my videos, and that is how to set up my UI. The goal of this video is that at the end, your UI is going to look exactly like this. I just want to start off by saying user interfaces, especially in WoW, are completely up to whatever you want it to be. You could do whatever you want with your UI. Everyone's UI is different. There are similarities between different players, and I'll explain that as the video goes on, but for the most part, they're pretty unique from player to player. However, a lot of people are interested, so I am happy to answer this question. I'm going to do my best. Hopefully you guys can follow along. I'm going to do my best step by step for each add-on I have, and that's pretty much it. Let's jump right into it, and I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is I'm going to disable all my add-ons, every single one, and we're going to go through each and every one that I use. So this is what my UI would look like if I use not a single add-on. This is it right here. This would be my UI. You can see these are usually hidden. I will show you how to do some hidden bars with the add-on that I use. But yes, normally these bars are hidden. This is usually my side buttons. But let's just go down the list. I get this question a lot, what add-ons I use. So let's just go straight down the list of what add-ons I use. Okay, this thing can kill me, it's fine. So we have advanced interface options. This is really good for the question where how I get my max zoom on my camera. It is actually in the advanced interface options add-on, and I'll show you how to do that. Arena history, I use this one to track wins and losses. It's just something personal I like to do. It's not needed. ArenaTeamTracker. This is what tracks all of my teammates. It could track yours if you want to, but it tracks all of my teammates' cooldowns, and I enjoy it because I don't want to constantly be asking them like what cooldowns or how long. I'll know. Azerite tooltip, that shows the traits on your Azerite pieces. So you can see, I can't see what Azerite traits this has or what I've chosen, but with this, it'll show right here on the little tooltip what Azerite piece or Azerite traits that I've chosen. BigDebuffs. This add-on is incredible for tracking exactly what it says. It puts a big, huge debuff either on the frame, to the right of the frame, or to the left, so you could track what debuffs you or your teammates have. It's really good for not only healers but DPS. It gives you more awareness in the arena. You know, if you're a DPS and you see that, oh man, my healer's in a polymorph, they don't have trinket, and you're tracking the trinket, you could just port away, kite, do whatever, pop a defensive, especially if you're not using voice. It's really, really good. Details, I just started using this. I never used it before. I was using SCADA before, I believe. Recount? No, SCADA. And the details just gives you more information. It's really awesome. It just gives you more. And I enjoy knowing information. Dominoes is the big one. So dominoes is what I use to customize my bars right here. And I only use dominoes and dominoes config. I don't do the dominoes roll, dominoes progress, dominoes encounter, and dominoes cast bar. I only use dominoes and the configuration for it. The other ones I don't really have a care for or a need for them, so I just don't use them. You could if you want. I don't like the cast bar though. Easy frames. So this is what my frame and party frame and whoever I'm targeting's frame. You'll see that it changes based on what class they are, and it changes the health. I like it because it makes the bars like really wide, and it's kind of easy to track the health of me or my teammates or I. Friend groups. Friend groups is really good if you have a problem. If you have a lot of battle tag friends like me, or even if you don't, you can sort your battle tag friends into different groups based on whatever you want, really. I have a group for main team, alt team, Twitch friends, some people that I have a RIP one where people just haven't logged on, so if I need to make room, I just go to like the RIP tab, and I just remove whoever's in there. An add-on I would recommend, but I don't use, is Kui. I could show you what this looks like. There aren't a lot of videos on how to customize this, and I'm too lazy to figure out how it works. Basically, it's just really cool. It puts the nameplate or names above people's names, but it's like really clean. I'll probably show you later. I don't want to take time during this video to talk about these if I don't even know how to use them. Mask. So mask is what I use to color the outside. See this little like gray around? That's what makes it green on the outside. That's what I kind of like. Minimap button frame. So I get really annoyed that there's a bunch of buttons on my minimap. So I just have it's a little box that shows it. MoveAnything I use for one thing, and that is to move the chi bar when I play Windwalker. I'll show you how to do that. Nameplate cooldowns. It's a huge one I get asked about. It's like, how do I display the cooldowns of the enemy's cooldowns on their nameplate? And it's just simply nameplate cooldowns. It's my favorite add-on. I choose it over OmniCC any day. Omnibar tracks enemy cooldowns. I don't use OmniCC. Omnibar is what I use to track interrupts. You can use it for much more though. You can have it track whatever cooldown you want. Oh wait, I apologize. Wait, no. No. My bad. It is ArenaTeamTracker. Party ability bar is a different one. Quartz is what I use to, I think that's my cast bar? Yeah, cast bar. So that's what makes, your cast bar look cool, not default. I like quartz. It's pretty nice. Don't need any of these. Sexy map. Makes map look sexy. That's pretty much all that does. Trophy GCD, that shows my globals. So when you see like renewing mist down here and all that, that's Trophy GCD. Weakauras is a big one. I really like Weakauras. I really enjoy Weakauras. Some people say it's cheating. Not cheating, but like, it's like, get some awareness, but I enjoy Weakauras. It's really nice. And then this is the dampening add-on. So this just puts dampening right above the remaining time. And Narcissist is really cool. I like it. It just shows my T-Mog and stuff. So that is all. Those are the add-ons I use. It's quite a bit. It's not a lot. Like if you think about it, they're not doing that much. Basically, one's for bars, one's for like damage map. It's mostly like customizable UI. There's nothing huge. Oh, one more I'm missing. I don't know how I missed it. SArena. SArena is my main arena frames that I use. I don't use Gladius. I used to, but I like SArena a lot more. And that's pretty much it for all the add-ons I use. I think that's pretty much all of them. Yeah. So let's get right into how to customize them. So when you log back in, reload your UI, whatever you were doing, your bar is going to look something similar to this. And I know it looks a little bit crazy, but I promise if you stick with the video, it's going to look really nice at the end. The first thing I like to do is if you're my chat, I just like to have it minimized as much as I can. I make the font size 12, just keep it tiny, throw it in the bottom left corner, get rid of that. And then the next thing I like to do is my action bars. So I use dominoes. I think there's bartender. I think they're really similar, but I've always used dominoes, so I've never switched. There's a few things you can do. If you left click, you can see the bars are going to fill blue, and what this means is that you could see these bars, but if I middle mouse button, like in between your left click and right click, if you middle mouse it and exit, it disappears. It turns gray and it disappears. However, even though it's disappeared, you could still use the keybinds. For example, my renewing mist is keybind 4, so if I hit 4, you can see that still gets used. I just can't see the bar, and that's kind of important. I'll show you why that's a little important in a little bit. But what you're aiming for your UI is you want, especially for PvP and raiding, honestly, and pretty much all of WoW, you really want your middle screen to be completely open. You don't want like party bars like obstructing your view of the middle of your screen. The middle of your screen is like your window into the game. You don't want it to be covered in dirt. You don't want your window to be, covered in dirt. You don't want trees in front of it. You want to be able to look outside. You want to see that's a nice day out. And that's exactly what you do in WoW. You don't want your frames to be covering up the middle of your screen, because that's where your information comes from. If you see a hunter disengaging towards you, you know that he's probably going to trap you, or something similar to that. A mage is blinking towards you, they're probably going to poly you. And you can see that by just looking at the middle of your screen. You do not want to cover up the middle of your screen. That's usually the rule of thumb when I make my UI, or when I first started making my UI. That's what I really want. I want it clean, minimalistic, and just the center of my screen to be completely separate from everything else. I want to be able to have a clean center screen. So with that said, what I do, if you have the minimap button frame, is going to be in this. If you don't, the dominoes is going to be up here. But I left click, and basically any bars I don't think I use. So I don't use this bar. I just throw over here. Middle mouse button, it disappears. I don't use anything over here. A middle mouse button, it disappears. I use this bar. use this bar, use this one, this one, this one. So this one is interesting, and then I don't use this one, so I can get rid of this. So this one right here, and I would highly suggest it, have a bar of all of your Arena 1, 2, 3 macros. So this is my Arena 1 in cap, Arena 2 in cap, Arena 3 in cap, and then Arena 4, 5, 1, 2, Arena 1, 2, 3 for disarm. And what I do is I put it on a bar, put them, keybind them, and keybinding I'll do in a separate video. That's a whole nother animal. But what I do is I put on a bar, I give them keybinds, and then I hide it. Boom. Now, even though you can't see them, I can still use them. It just makes your UI look a lot cleaner. And you should have at least one way to track the cooldown, because then if I don't have disarm in my bar, I don't know what the cooldown is. So this leaves what we're going to be using for pretty much the rest of the video. Oh, I forgot to mention, I hide the menu in my bags. B is for bags, and the menu I've never really used. Like, I don't inspect myself that often. If you do want to keep it, what I used to do is I would change the columns to 1. So columns are 1. Let's just get rid of the bags. Bags over here. So I'd put the columns to 1, put it all the way to the bottom right hand corner, and then I changed the scale to or was it the scale or spacing? No, it was the scale. Scale to really low, and then you could just have your little bar right here. It's just completely out of the way. So now we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 bars and then 2 sidebars, which I'll show you how to do. And what I do, I don't know how you guys organize your action bars, but I do my arena, 1, 2, 3, 1 through I think 12 or something. And then I just do my shift versions of those. So I put my shift right here. And then I do my 3rd row. So as many action bars as you have, just keep piling on top of each other. And then this one is my utility row, I guess you can call it. It has the scripts that I run before I get into an arena. It has my rage. It's not, I don't actually rage, but when I leave an arena, it has that keybind. It has my yak, and it has my revive. And it has the selfie cam for when people are trying to troll me in arena, and I selfie with them. And then I scale I set the scale down to maybe 70, and I make it dominoes automatically centers when you put it on top of a bar, so I can put it right here, and it centers it. It's really cool. And then boom. So those are your main action bars. So whatever you use as your main action bars, 1, 2, 3, it could be 4. It doesn't matter. I do not touch any of the settings on these. These are just the same. Scale 100, opacity 100, size is 12. That's pretty much what I do. If you have a pet, put it above here. If you're a Windwalker and you have Zhuen, you could probably do that. I'd probably scale it down a little bit, so you have a little pyramid. Looks pretty good. So then you have your pet right there. And then if you PvE as well, I would highly recommend making sure you have a good place to put the extra action button in the vehicle. There were times when I was using this back in Wrath or whatever, and I didn't have my vehicle or extra button, and I died a few times. So yeah, just make sure if you raid or whatever, you have your vehicle and extra button available. And then that leaves these side buttons. A lot of people think that they're Weakauras, but it's actually just dominoes, and I'll show you how to do it. So let's take these off my bar. Assuming you guys also have empty bars. And let's just open up dominoes so you can see it's blue, so you can see it. And what I do is I right click it, and I set the columns to 4, so it's a square essentially. Boom. And then I set this one columns to 4 as well. Boom. And then what I do is I set the scale to max to 200 on both sides. And I know this looks weird at first, but when you see, so drag what abilities you want to track. So I just drop paralysis. I track paralysis and leg sweep because I think they're kind of important. They're my only crowd control. So I gotta know when they're available. And boom, there you go. So that's how to set up the dominoes part. I mean, those are my action bars right there. So you can see what we did was you get your main action bars right here, and then whatever cooldowns you want to track, just put on the side. That's pretty much all there is to it. I like it because it kind of lines up with this a little bit. It doesn't exactly, but it kind of does. It's really nice. And then the next thing I set up is details. I don't really, to be honest, I don't really do much customization with details. I just do all the default, and then I just set it to where you can see the name. I don't like the dots, so you can see the name, and I think it's top 4, and I put it right here, and I size it up. So that looks nice. Usually I track healing because I'm more interested in the healing. And then sexy map, which is this map right here, I think it automatically becomes unlocked, but if it's locked for you, go to interface add-ons and then go down to sexy map, and then you can lock and unlock it. So uncheck lock, and I just drag it down here. You can see that it doesn't let you go too far down, but I like it like right in the center of these two. And then there's actually quite a few. There aren't like that many, but there's pretty cool things that you can do. So I lock it, and then you could like, there's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of different, you have parchment, which is really neat. They're so different. Ruins, which is cool. I don't know what rogue is. Oh, that's pretty sick. And then there's other ones over here. Diablo. I never played Diablo, but this one looks cool. Kind of looks like a Game of Thrones intro a little bit. Faded Square. Whoa. I didn't know it did that, but that's really cool. Space is one of my favorites. It's really neat, but I just go with like, I'm boring, so I just go with like circles, blue circles. So what you can see is that I'm pushing everything down below where I am, and you can see the middle of my screen is so it's empty. It's so nice, right? It's really nice. You can right click this and like drag it, by the way, and hide it. So normally I just like hide it like right there. Just keep it out of the way. And then the next add-on we're going to do is we're going to set up our raid frames. We're going to set up, because I get this question a lot too. People think it's an add-on. It's not. So if you're in a group, go here and you hit this little eye. It brings you to raid profiles. You can also hit escape. If you're not in a group, hit escape, go to interface, go to raid profiles. That's the bottom one. And we're just going to do new profile. I'll do video. All right. So this is what your frames are going to look like. If you've never touched it before, this is what it's going to look like. And what I do is I don't touch any of this. I don't touch these. I don't keep groups together. In PvE, I would. So if I was doing like a raid, I'd probably keep it. But in PvP, it doesn't matter. I also don't care about power bars that much because I'm the healer. If I was a DPS, I'd probably track power bars to, keep an eye on my healer's mana. But I get rid of aggro highlights. I display class color, so you can see that I went from like a weird green to monk green. I display pets because I'm a healer. You don't have to if you're not a healer, but if you are a healer, I highly recommend healing pets, because otherwise Unholy Death Knights, mages, sometimes mages, and warlocks are going to hate you. They're absolutely going to hate you. I don't care about main tank and assist. I don't care about that. I just don't display the border. You can see that the border goes away. Show debuffs. Because I'm the healer, I only care about ones that I can dispel, especially in PvP. In raiding, it's different because obviously there's some debuffs that you can't dispel, but they're really important to know. But in PvP, I don't care. So I just show only dispellable debuffs, and then I just crank it all the way to max for both of them. Hit OK, return to game, and then hit this little arrow, and then hit unlock. So now if you click this tab, you can move this wherever you want. What I do is I normally just drag it here, and I just somewhere over along these lines right here. Boom. Look at that. So this is, by the way, this is BigDebuffs. We'll get into that in a little bit. So this is what my raid profile looks like. And then I also have a set focus. A focus 1, 2, 3. I have a keybind for it. It's control 1, 2, 3. It puts the arena 1, 2, 3 on focus. It's really good for tracking. So like, let's say I'm targeting my teammate right here, but I keep the mage on focus to know when they're casting poly. So what I do is I just move the frame. I unlock it. I put it like right there, like right above it, and then you don't want the buffs to be like, overlapping with your frame, so you buffs on top. So boom, you can see what buffs they have. It's also really clean. I really like it. And then that brings us right into quartz. So if you do slash, let me bring this up for you guys, slash quartz. So this is the player cast bar. This is the cast bar that I was talking about. If you're using default, you can use default. That's fine. I don't like the default that much, so I just use quartz. Drag this back down. So this is my cast bar, and this is my focus bar. You can also, you guys probably have, let me just reset the profile. Let me just make a new one for a video. Let me just make a new one, just so we're clear. I don't want you guys to like get confused or anything. Usually there's more options when you first load it, so I don't know. Maybe I just reset profile? Let me see. Toggle bar lock. All right, so here we go. We got a few more options. So yeah, here we go. So you're gonna have 4 options right here. you're going to have player, pet, focus, target. So your focus is this guy right here. Oh, by the way, right click and then lock it. So you don't do what I just did and move your frame by accident. Your focus can, normally I try to put it like focus is, when you put a target on focus, that's like the most important person to me. When I put somebody on focus, and whoever the most important person is on the other team, that's who I put on focus. Like if there's a mage, I put them on focus so I know when polymorph is coming. So what I do with focus is I put it like right here. And then go to interface. You can't move this around, which is unfortunate. But you go down to target, or you go to focus right here. And then you just do whatever you want. Height, it makes it larger. And then width makes it longer. I don't like it, that crazy. But, I want to know polymorph is coming. So, I make it a little bit bulkier, a little bit longer, a little bit, 28 by 250. Let me see. Honestly, I don't remember my settings from before, so I'm kind of like actually redoing this. Yeah, this is good. This is good. It's just the length of this. It looks nice. Yeah, so we have the target here. I don't have a pet as well, but if you have a pet, I would highly recommend. If you don't have a pet, just uncheck enable. And then, boom, there. And then you have player, which is you. I don't really mess around with player that much. Also, the pet's going to show. I don't know why it does that, but it'll go away. And then usually the player, again, we're trying to really not clutter this middle of the screen. That's the goal of this. So I try my best to like keep it right around here. It's nothing crazy. It gives me still enough room. So we have that, and then I put the target. I believe I put target right above it. So we go to interface, and then we have target. What am I player? Let's see, 250. All right, so target is 250. Enter. All right, so we have our target, and we have ourselves right here, right above each other. I don't think normally I have a target. Because I'm healing, right? So I don't really care, actually. So I think we get rid of target. Let's get rid of target, because I'm a healer. If you're a DPSer, it's probably important. Actually, no, we need to keep target. So let's just put it right here. I'm like... I don't remember my settings, so I think this is fine. So that is Dominoes. Go to lock, and that's what it should look like. I think if we reload UI, that pet should go away. I don't know why it's staying there. There we go. So there we reloaded our UI. So what do we have so far? We have our action bar set up. We have our raid frame set up. We have our chat. That's fine. We have details. We have our map. What else do we need? Oh, also, in case you didn't notice, there aren't any settings, but easy frames right here. It just looks clean. I like it. I don't think there's any customization you can do to it. There might be. I don't know. There probably is. Yeah, the scale and stuff, but I don't do anything crazy. Let's go to BigDebuffs. So we toggle test mode. Now, if you play Resto Druid or like even a monk a little bit, or you have HOTS or something, I like to be able to see my HOTS. I don't like the name being overlapped. I don't like this overlap. So what I do is I go to anchor right here. So anchor is where in the frame it is positioned. And I just go to left. That's it. That's actually it. Max debuffs, I set to like 10. I want to know every debuff I'm dispelling. I don't want something to be hidden. I want to know. Actually, I might even put it at 15. I don't think there's even 15 debuffs that you can do at once. But that's what I do. And then I make it, I think it's 2002 bold. I don't think I changed the font. Changed the font. That's fine. So, boom. So you can see we have our big debuffs right here. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I don't have anything. There's no priority I really make for any spells or anything. Max debuffs is 15. Solar beam, boom. Wait, yep. And then you can hide in raids. So if you're in a raid group and you don't want to see debuffs, you can just, if any group size bigger than 25 and you click this, it won't show up in raids, which I think is nice. It was actually really nice in the Crucible Storms on the first boss when people got debuffs. It was actually really annoying when it was like huge and it was just annoying to deal with. So that's our big debuffs right there. And then there's ArenaTeamTracker. So if you do /ATT, it brings up ArenaTeamTracker. There's not a lot of customization here. If you want to show Malix, you can. Is there a test mode? Don't see a test mode. Oh, Arena? Lock. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we just unlock it. So I guess... Oh, okay. So if you have Arena unchecked or checked, it's going to be tracking it with... Yeah, because you're not in arena, it's gonna hide. So just uncheck arena, and I'm gonna unlock it. So what you can do here is you can, first thing and foremost, something someone in my chat actually taught me is you can attach it to the raid frame. So you can attach it. So no matter where you move, let me just show you. It stays attached. If you don't have that, this will stay like right here if you move this. So you can move this anywhere, and the arena you'll be able to track. Let me just see. Can I? Nope. I can't move. There we go. So there we go. Let's just line that up. Boom. /ATT again. Glow icons. I don't think I use glow icons. I don't do flash either, but I do lock it. I'll put those settings later. You could show Maledics right here. I also have 2 rows instead of 1 because I don't want it going to the middle of my screen. I use 2 rows. You can show Maledict. I would highly recommend show PvP trinket. I think that's probably the most important one. You could pretty much do whatever you want in here. I didn't add any spells besides, I don't know why it's not here, but War Banner from Warriors isn't here, but I did add this. You just put the name here, get the ability cooldown, and just it tracks it. But yeah, show PvP trinket, and then draw border for icons. I don't think I have that checked. And then I lock it. Boom, I put it in party. So with this party, if I'm not in a party of 5, it just doesn't show. And then arena. So, yep, that's ArenaTeamTracker. Again, I don't use that much customization for these add-ons. I just do it for basically the basic of what they're supposed to do. And I think that might, really quickly, advanced interface options. So, right here, right in the first layer, you can set the max camera distance you want. I do it to 2.6. The default I do is 1.9, so you do have to come in here. You need to change it to 2.6. And what that does is, so if I go, where's my zoom in? Where's my keybind for zoom? Camera, zoom in. I don't have a zoom in, so we're going to do this. So if you're zoomed in, this is probably the default zoom in right here, which is like probably 1.9. I like being zoomed out as a healer. I also prefer it as DPS too. And then if you go into interface and you set the max camera to 2.6, you could just zoom straight out. Oh, there's something in the way. And you could just keep zooming, and boom. Your max zoom, this is the max you can go. It's 2.9. The reason you need the add-on is because you would need a script, and that's because from WoD to Legion, they gutted the interface section where you used to be able to customize this, and this pretty much brings it back. This gives you the option. And let me just go through Azerite tooltip. If you open your bags, you can see, where's any Azerite? I have no Azerite gear in my bags, but you can see here, boom, you have Azerite. These traits were picked. That wouldn't show before if you didn't have it. Let me see, interface, BigDebuffs went through, details we went through, dominoes, easy frames, nothing. I don't use anything with easy frames. It just looks really clean. Mask, so mask right here. You can see that I have a green outline. It loads up dominoes, by the way, which is really cool. So dominoes, and you go to action bar, and you just set the color, the normal color, to whatever you want it to be. Like if you want it to be blue, make it blue. You can see how this changes. If you want to make it pink, make it pink. Red, make it red. You can make whatever you want. I just choose green because I'm a monk. I play monk. So, you can literally set it to whatever you want. There's so much customization here. You could have it freaking square. You can have it, below outline square. You can have it zoomed in so there's no outline. You can have, I think there's circle too. There's a circle somewhere. Yeah, right here. You have it circle. It's insane. So much customization for these bars through one simple add-on with dominoes. But we're just going to go with Blizzard, standard, even though I did like this a little bit, but that's too much. That's too much for me. I like it minimalistic as much as I can. Let's go back to the add-ons, minimap buttons. I mean, that's just the button frame. MoveAnything. So, okay. So if you play Windwalker, this is or if you play like a DK where you have a second resource, like Chi or Runic Power or Warlock specs or Mage specs or Arcane, not the other specs. You hit escape and MoveAnything will be right here. And all I do is I just take Chi, type in Chi, monk frame. So this is the mover. And then it doesn't show up because I'm actually, oh no, it does because I've already moved it. But normally it'll be right here. And what I do is I drag it down here. And then you use these little squares to make it bigger. And this is what I do. I just make it like Nothing insane, like 1.2, and then boom. If you want to reset it, just click reset and just start over. It's really awesome. Nameplate cooldowns, that's just, you know, I have done zero customization for nameplate cooldowns. I just loaded it up. It just tracks cooldowns. It's insane. Omnibar, so if you test, you can see it does all the interrupts. So what I do with Omnibar, let me just interface. Can I just, no, I don't want to create bar. I just want to test. But do /quartz, toggle bar lock. So what I do with interrupts here is I will try to have my interrupts below my cast bar or above it right here. Right there. So let's interface, go back to Omnibar. I don't want to create a bar. I want to delete this bar. So it created this bar, just delete Omnibar 2. Omnibar, I'm going to unlock it, and then I'm going to test it again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it right above my cast bar. So you can see I'm casting. Get rid of it. And then boom, you can see any interrupts right here is right above the bar. Interface add-ons. And then you can see something kind of annoying right here. These globals, you can see these hots right here. Do /quartz again. You can see /quartz. And I don't know why it does it, but latency, trade skill, I just disable the GCD, buffs, mirror. I don't even know what these do, but I just disable every single one of them. Interrupts, I disable. Range, I disable. Flight, disable. And then enemy cast bars, disabled. I just disable all of those. I don't have any use for them, so I don't use them. Bring this back down. Do /quartz again. And then we lock it, and we should be good. Omnibar, go back to interface, go back to Omnibar, and then you should be able to test it. And then just channel an ability and just see if it looks nice. That's just what I do. And then lock it if it looks nice. And that should do it. The last add-on is Trophy GCD. Now you could track as many globals as you want. You can literally track everybody in the arena. But I only like to do myself. I don't do it for me. I do it for you guys. I do it for me sometimes because I do go through the video and I like to see if I made any mistakes. But what I do is I disable everything except for myself. Hit show, and you can see, oh, okay, that's me right here. So what I do is I start channeling and I put it right below my cast bar. And go back to interface. I like to, let's see, number of icons. Let's change that to like 5. I don't want it to be like distracting is the most important thing. So let me just see. I think 5 is too much. That's 4. Let's do this. Let's wall. Let's just click all these abilities. Let's see what we got. Maybe 3 is nice. No, 4, I like 4. I like 4. And then we hide. And then your settings are done. Boom. See? You got Trophy GCD. You can see your globals. You got your focus, which is really nice. You got debuffs right here. If you want to get rid of them, you just go to BigDebuffs, and I think you just untoggle it. You toggle, untoggle. Boom. I think that is it. Now, if you get annoyed by your debuffs being up here, MoveAnything again. Pretty sure I haven't done this in a while. You know, I used to use MoveAnything for a little bit, but let's see. Buffs. It's probably gonna be player buffs. Let's see, player buffs default, right there. So you could literally move this. MoveAnything literally moves anything. You can move this wherever you want. You can have it like here. You can make it bigger. And if, oh man, I messed up, just hit reset. Just reset it. You're fine. Actually, I'm thinking about. I think I might actually. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I kind of like the thought of it being like right, cause like I don't want. No, you know I'm not gonna mess with anything. Oh, almost forgot one of the most important one, SArena. So go to test mode. We have SArena. I don't do anything crazy. My layout is Zaryu. There's other options. You can't see it, but here. You have arena, or you have the tournament style, which is what they use in the tournaments. Then you have target, which is I think what I used to use. I used to use target, and then you have arena, which arena is also really clean. But I like Zaryu setup a lot. The trinkets are big. The cast bar is exactly what I want them to be, and same with these are DRs right here. And I don't really do anything crazy. I think I set the scale to 110. I think normally it's at 100, but I set it to 110. Just a tad bit bigger. I really like it. And you can customize anything you want in here. Seriously, you can literally customize the trinket. You can customize the size of the cast, or like the spec right here. Cast bars. You can set I mean, you could literally do whatever you want and whatever you like. But me personally, I just oh, what is this spec icon? Oh yeah, and then cast bar I set to 100, and then I just scale up the entire frame to 110. You can 120 probably is pushing it a little much. That's a little much for me. It's a little obnoxious for me, but I keep it nice and clean right here. So now you can see this is your UI. The middle of your screen is nice and open. You can even, if you really wanted to, you can if you have to hold, I think it's control and control shift, and you can drag this. I was really confused on how to do that. It took me so long to figure it out. So control, oh, it's right here. I did not read that, but if control shift, let's move this. Oh, let's move this right there. Move this back to here. You can see if I move one, they all move. So I'm just going to drag this. If you want to, you can kind of line it up with these bars right here. That should look really nice. Boom. Look at that. That's clean. And that is your user interface. That is everything from beginning to end. Every step that I do, every customization, every setting, everything that I do to make my UI what I make is right there. That's pretty much it. Raid profiles, action bars, details, SArena, rate, everything, focus, everything. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am happy to answer them. Seriously. This kind of bothering me. Move that down a little bit. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I answer any and all questions. This was a super long video. I apologize, but if you have any questions, please let me know. And that's it. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you later.